Hey everybody, it's Chuck again, and we're going to finish up that carving that we were working on yesterday. I made it back out to the studio today and spent a little bit of time out there to finish that one up. We really didn't have much to do on it. A little detail work and carving in the facial feature, the facial hair, and so we're going to jump right to that right now, but I need to tell you something. I was having problems with the camera today, and it's all my fault. I thought the camera was plugged in, but it was actually draining the battery, and so it kept cutting off, and I had to jump. It's really embarrassing, but since I started the project, I have to finish it because, some of you have written and said, oh, we can't wait for the next one. So there you have it. And additionally, I was rather distracted by the heat out there in the studio. I have a small studio out in my yard, and it uses a wall air conditioner to keep it cool enough to work in there. It's really hot today. And so I was running the air conditioner, and it's very noisy out there through about half of the video. But I would catch it intermittently and realize what was going on, but I didn't want you to miss any of the carving, so I've included that footage. And we lost a lot of footage as well due to the camera losing its power. So anyway, I promise that I've got that fixed now, and so in the next one it'll be all hunky-dory. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm bringing in the video right now. Thanks for watching. Okay folks, we're back, and we're going to pick up again where we left off yesterday, and I don't know when I'm going to get this video put online, but today is the day after yesterday, so there you go. Alright, last time I left off we were working on the nose, and as you can see, this is certainly not the right height for the end of the nose. And so what I'm going to do is lower this part of the face, and this will raise the nose up, of course, and then we'll redefine the edges around here and work on the eyes after that. Alright. That was a whole lot of talk about nothing much, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm going to take this down some. As you can see, I'm being pretty aggressive here. And this is what you'll do when you're doing these, especially when you're first starting out. You will always make adjustments along the way, so never ever think it has to be perfect. As long as you have plenty of carving material, you're good to go. Alright, let me see how that looks. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Alright, and let's see what we're going to do now is we're going to take this part of his eyes down. He needs to have bags under his eyes, but we don't need to make them suitcases, right? That's a little humor, people, humor. Yeah. I said to my wife the other day, I said, where are you going? And she says, what are you talking about? I says, well, it looks like you're going on a trip with those bags. All right, that was a bad joke. No, my wife is beautiful, and she doesn't have bags. It's a wonderful thing. All right, now, as you can see, I'm going to start trimming up the bags here a little bit, and what I'm going to do is make them rounded. So we're going to define that a little bit, and what's neat is as you go along, you'll find that every one of these will work differently, and it's kind of neat. Oh, hang on for a second, we got a lot of noise in here, hang on. Alright, we're back. And right now, we're going to start taking out, we're going to define the mustache. Now, these wood spirits are great to carve because you can create these huge mustaches, which allow you to design each one differently. You know, I've done all kinds of carvings. I've done them with beards, without facial hair, all kinds of stuff. But these are kind of, I think everybody knows what these guys are. I mean, I say it. And I think people all kind of have an idea of what a wood spirit is. And so, let's see. And a lot of the times these, I try to make the faces symmetrical if I can, but there's a natural process. Each piece of wood is different, and so they won't always become perfectly symmetrical. All right, now that was a V-gouge we used there. I'm gonna switch over to this curved gouge, and we're gonna take out a little bit more material there. Kind of go down like that. Can you see that? Let's try it a little closer. Hang on. I'll get this. This is never perfect, right? All right. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay. I'm gonna get over here. Whoop. There you go. You know, it's okay when you're a wood carver to slip up. It's not so good when you're a brain surgeon. Just remember that, kids, when you want to go out and earn a living. And since I make lots of mistakes, I've always deferred and been gravitated toward the business that allows me to make mistakes. All right, there you go. Now I like to leave as much of the wood bark on the sides here. See that? A lot of people go, well, why did you leave the bark on? Because it looks good. People prefer to have something that looks like it came right out of the wood. Pew, pew. So that's what I'm doing. And now what I do is I take these and I take them downtown in my little town in Florida, and I sell them at the markets and the you know, the tourist shops and places like that. Now, as you can see, the eye here is closed. He's got, you know, the eyebrows over the top, and he has the let's see if I can point this out better. Hang on. You can see that he has his eyebrow up top here, and then it goes down into where he has his closed eye, and then the bag is underneath it. And what I'm going to do is move his eye a little bit open. So I'm going to come down like this. Let me make a cut here, see if you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. And that'll give him a little bit more, well, it'll allow him to open his eye a little bit, won't it? And so I take these downtown, and you know, I got a pretty good relationship with most of the shop owners down there. And you know, they see me coming and they know it's time to replenish their stock. Now you see that just broke out of there, which is okay because that's what we were going to do anyway. And take it out. And you can do these a lot of different ways. You can have them with their eyes closed, their eyes open, and I've done them all different kinds of ways. Well, sorry about that. You know, I'm having a lot of camera problems today, and so this thing keeps cutting off and I don't notice it until it's too late, and it looks like I'm missing some of the footage. I'm going to pick up right now and show you this. Right here in his eyes, the corners of his eyes. We need to make those deep because we're going to create the appearance of him having a round eyeball. And this is not necessarily perfect work today, but we'll be in and out of here quick enough. And of course, the ones where the wood cooperates with you, and the ones that you do better, you'll earn a little bit money for, because you're going to have these all sitting together in one spot, and the customer is usually able to choose which one he wants from all of those. And it's we're going to try to make this a little bit round. One of the things that we like to do also is, the old artisans of years ago, when they were doing stonework, would make a highlight for the eye that would look as though the eye were reflecting light. You've seen this. And they would leave a little square stone inside the eye socket, and that would appear as though it were reflecting light. So we're going to try that today. See if we can leave a little piece inside that'll reflect the light. At least give it some semblance of a highlight. All right, moving along. I lost my, there it is. Now we're gonna carve out a little space for his mouth. This is actually his mustache we're working on here, but we're opening a place for his mouth. Now the mouth is actually all right. Once again, we're fighting through the camera issues, and hopefully today I'll figure out how to solve that problem. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to work here on this. Remember I talked about the mustache and the little goatee part of the beard? So we're going to open that up a little bit. Okay, you want to have a space right in there like that. Okay, so we've opened up a space for his mouth, and mouth is pretty simple to do. You need a curved gouge. Let's see if I can show you this. See that blade is slightly curved. Now this is a number, it's 5/8, and so that would be the standard that I use when I'm making this cut on this particular size sculpture. There. And see, can you see that? Yeah, you can see it. See that little cut that's in there? It's just a small cut, and we will just leave that for now, because remember, if you spend too much time on these, you're not going to recoup your expenses. And the more time you spend on them, the less time you have for goofing off and watching TV. Yeah. Now, some of my other videos, I'll be showing you how to make the really expensive pieces that, you know, everybody wants to show off, and I've got those. I just, you know, they're just so expensive. I don't sell them. I don't even bother selling them anymore. It's like, you know, who are you going to sell it to? I mean, who wants to pay $1,000 for something that might mean a lot to me, but it's not going to mean much to them? All right, we're getting close here. And most people are looking for tourist items, or perhaps something they can put in their kitchen, like I said, you know, a kitchen witch, or something that they can give away as a gift. And these are just perfect for that. There is very little, I mean, you just can't argue with that. Okay, now we're going to open up his forehead a little bit here. I'm going to give him some hair. A little bit of hair. Is this thing still recording? Yeah. I'm sorry about that. You know, it's a good camera, but I think there's a problem with the SD card that I have in it, and that is causing some issues, and it just shuts off by itself when it loses the connection. I don't know what all that's about, but you know, I've tried jury rigging the thing, and oh well, it's always something, right? It's always something. Okay, here we go. Now, you take the V-gouge, V-gouge, V-gouge. Okay, take that and start in the middle and kind of wave it through. Okay, don't make it straight. Whoop. Let me move this around some. Sorry about that. I need a professional camera crew. There you go. Okay, don't wave it straight through. You want to curve it. See how this is curved? Wop, wop, wop. And then you'll cut another one in a different direction. And you'll cut this one over here and make a little one in there. And then you make a part of one there, a lighter one there, a heavy one here. Curve it out. A little light one there, a light one here. A nice little one there. A curved one off to the side. Another curve off to the side, like that. And he's starting to grow hair. Now, I know what you're thinking. Chuck, that doesn't look much like hair. No, it doesn't. But that's what this is all about. It's fast and it looks like hair, kinda. Alright, let me take you down here to the bottom where I'm carving now. And we're almost done. And that didn't take long at all, did it? I spent more time adjusting this camera than carving. Okay. I'm doing the same thing as before. And when you carve these, you want to remember, you don't go all the way up to his lip. You just go to where this little piece is, where the hair is growing on his face, right? All right, and I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain that to you. And then you put in the small ones, like that. And then you come over here, put in some thin ones along the side, because you don't want to put a wide one on the side. That'll just tear the carving up. And you just want a little bit of definition in that beard, so people will look at it and go, oh wow, well there's his beard and there's his nose. Look at that, wow. Did you carve that? Really? I didn't know you could do that. That's what all your friends are gonna say. Did you carve that? No, you didn't. Don't lie to me. Yep. It's pretty cool when they say that. And we're gonna put in his mustaches in really small strokes here. And the middle, you want to split the mustache right at the middle of his nose. Like that. Being careful not to crush the nose. This wouldn't be the first time I've taken a nose off one of these things. Okay. Oh, let's just see, it's got a P for power. Now it's white. Okay. Folks, I tell you what, I've been having a lot of problems with this camera today. It looks like the power is giving me a hard time. And there's a different look for you. And what I'm going to do is finish this up. I'm going to give it a light sanding. Now here's what I do. I use these sanding blocks. You're familiar with those. And those only need a little bit of sanding. And then of course then I'll do the final inspection on it and make sure I like it before it goes out. And we'll send it over to the varnishing room. And we put a little coat of varnish on it. I use polyurethane. I use lacquer sometimes. And I spray it on it. And the reason I spray it is because it saves me a lot of time. And time is what we're talking about here. So there's a real fast one. You know what? I'm going to do a little bit more trimming on this. That nose gave me a hard time and decided to come back and bite me. So we're going to trim down. It's okay. We got plenty of material. See, one of the things that is wonderful about woodworking is that if you make a mistake, you go deeper. And I learned that from one of my teachers up in North Carolina. Whenever I was carving, he'd look at it and he'd go, Chuck, you know, it doesn't look right. And I'd say, well, you know, I've carved the eyes and the face and everything. And he says, well, go deeper. Go deeper. And so that's been my slogan ever since, because it really solved a lot of problems for my carving. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. And when you do that, sometimes you have to redo other stuff too, so you got to be very choice about what you're recarving, because when you carve one thing, it'll affect everything else, right? And I want to make his nose a little more narrow again, so I'm going to use the same tool to do that. And you know, I don't have a problem with working on these. If I see something that looks really unusual, it doesn't bother me to tear the whole thing up and start over again. Now, I used to not always be that way, but after you've done a few hundred of these, you'll probably be the same way. Alright, there you go. That'll be a nice little one to sell. This is nothing for the museum, but it's certainly something for the flea market and for the Rotary Club's auction. And so, there you go. Let me pull it out of the vise and I want to show it to you. I'm going to see if you can, let me move this camera back some. See if this makes any sense to you. That's Ye Old Wood Spirit. And you can see, I need to put some shadow on it or something. Anyway, that's what he looks like. He's got, you can see his mouth is indented there, and his beard comes right out of the bottom there, and his mustache comes right from the bottom of his nose, and it's all fairly well proportioned, and of course his wild hair. You can do this 100 different ways, and in the future videos I'll show you how to do all those. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed watching that. Now, I want to stress a few things about quick carving. Quick carving takes practice, and you have to learn the tricks behind how to save time. And there are a lot of tricks to this. Now, it comes almost as second nature to me because I've been doing it for so long. You will learn how to do quick carving the way that I do it if you watch my videos. And I hope that you're able to follow me online, if you're able to go to my website at carvingtricks.com, and you can subscribe to the videos there. We also have a fan page, I think, on Facebook, and we distribute just a variety of ways. So please try to follow the lessons, and you will become a much more proficient carver, and you'll save a lot of time. And I'll talk about this more later on in some of the other lessons that we do. This is a great, great hobby, but if you try to focus on the real big works of art, that's fine. I do that too, and I've got some that I'll show you. It's just hard to earn a reasonable, dependable income from that. We all know people that are starving artists, and there's no reason to starve. You just have to market correctly. Pick the market that you're going after and go there with a vengeance. And I'll show you how to do that. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll have another one out very shortly.